What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. You know, between the remote duel YCSs and the OCG Banlist, the market is getting slammed between the two. And buy, troopers, go buy. Second place at a YCS rogue deck, taking unexpected results on the hands of Pro Herman Hans. Except we've entered a nice calmness. A zen. What is this? It's not your usual market watch. B troopers have hundreds of quantities on the market. They're not just zooming and flying off and going up. And what is this? People are rationally not running after a rogue deck and actually testing and not just, what? And what else? The harder to get cards that are older, the battle loss, they're not just being bought out again off of the hype of what could be. There's still an OCG card to be released for this archetype someday. Why? I don't understand. What about the OCG ban list? Could it be doing anything to cards? Wait, no, Destroy Phoenix, it's just chilling. It did well at the YCS and people aren't freaking out. They know that it still has a future in the TCG. Fusion Destiny's not just plummeting. What? I don't understand. What world have we entered with the Yu-Gi-Oh market? This is honestly awesome. Not to hit that meme too hard, but I'm so proud of this community. The changes that are and are not happening are either trends that were already going that way, or people actually thinking. Like, I did get a lot of questions on the stream last night about the Destiny Hero engine and what I thought. Would Verte get hit? Will there be something on this next ban list? And it's really awesome to see not just this huge panic or rush or FOMO. And I don't know what to attribute this to, actually. I don't think it's low reactions to remote duels / YCSs. We see that with online events that are much smaller with less attention. You had Farfa casting this and people doing really good, paying attention, getting results, coverage online. People have changes to card prices, but this level of not just buying out the rogue deck that did well or not knee-jerk reaction panic selling things that happened over there, I'm a big fan of how this is going. Now, what did go surprisingly, or not surprisingly if you've been keeping up, is Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor is now, last time we looked, like 36, 25 listings on certain ones. The ultra rare is now bought out to just 9 listings over here, and you can see that the first edition is spiking. That's because there's not a lot of unlimiteds on the American market. The unlim was EU only, if I do recall myself. And then we see that the secret rares, they're much higher in price. People want these a lot more, but the ultra's starting to trail. They're getting bought out and going up as well. The Battles of Legend version, just far up there, $18 at this point, and starting to spike even further. So this is going up because not just results that have been happening, but DPE has been putting this on the map again. It's an option that's in your main monster zone that clears itself out of there anytime, as well as back and forth destruction and a big attack monster. Just tons of things that Sky Strikers were missing to a degree, and it thrives within the environment. So all the people that were laughing, oh, Engage is back, it'll do nothing. You can peel off more cards on the next list. You might want to slow that down unless you're a Sky Striker player in disguise, hoping that Konami will actually make movement on that. And on the same note, Anti-Spell Fragrance, which is ironically good against that deck, but seeing a lot of play because you're not always going to draw that one of Imperial Order. Even the lower versions are starting to spike up. Look at this graph, which is way more fearsome than it is. It's going from like a $1 card to $1.50, $1.70. It's still notable that the cheapest ones are now near $2. That's like a double up. This is seeing a ton of play. I told you guys about this beforehand, and why that is you just flip it up in the standby phase, and what's Dark Ruler No More gonna do to your board that you built? Absolutely nothing. It's going to stop it dead in its tracks, and again, it has the added benefit of decks that are on a lot of spells, needing their draw cards, etc. It's gonna shut them off and shut them down until this is taken care of. So yeah, a lot of people on Anti-Spell and Sky Strikers in terms of the actual buys and sell rates. I did notice, though, a small slight tick up on Nadir Servant. This package proved a lot more resilient. The, whole Invoke, Dogmatica, Shadol stuff really proved a lot more resilient with DPE during the weekend. And if you notice, Ecclesia has the exact same small small tiny tick up. So it is notable that the sales rates and price are dipping up just a hair, and during the winter it's the perfect time. It's the cool off because we've seen it year and year before. It starts earlier and earlier. Used to it was cards started to explode in price in March, then it was February, then it became late January. A lot of people could start eyeing cards from the Megatons and Engines, especially the moment that January ban list falls in place, and that could be another check and balance here on why people aren't just knee-jerk reaction going crazy on cards on the market. It could be the ban list fear / theories running around. But again, interesting to loop back into that people aren't that scared of anything happening to DPE, which I do agree with. I think it's way too early. Burst of Destiny's barely had any time out here, so people aren't really running away from these cards. Skull Crobat Joker did see a little tick up in sales overall. I noticed nothing too crazy, and this was a card on the OCG list that went to 3. I could see this happening on our list, and also I noticed that Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon's alternate art, while the graph seems to trail off, it's consistently selling for $3 for the alter art, which is the only holographic version of this. And then you have the regular art's new gold rare, a lot cheaper overall, but starting to move a bit faster. And when we look at all of the versions of Red Eyes Darkness Metal, well, they're the only holos under $7, so I could see these going up over time. You should probably get that sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. If you are interested, I could see this peeling off to 3 with its errata, and I don't know that really, how many would you be playing anyways? Let me know if you're a Dragon Link player or you're somebody who might be playing multiple. What deck would you be playing multiple in, and how would you be using that? Next up, Maximum Gold. You see the quantities are way up all of a sudden. As I understand, the East Coast saw parts of their shipments for certain shops that expected their wave 1, not necessarily all of them, so that's been a very difficult situation for them to deal with. But there are up quantities, there is up competition. That's why you're seeing Masquerena fall from 18 to a market price of 15, access code talker going from 64.65, now you see prices at 57. The actual competition from just wave 1 is finally here, and multiple waves will be coming again. That's why I personally think Verte Anaconda's unlikely to get hit. A card that's in the product that's being waved out, that's not fully going to be sold off shelves, top 5 card in the set, I don't think it's likely, but it is going down in price as competition goes up on it. I really do like a lot of the prices and how they turned out in Gold Series for the value outside of access code talker overall. I have no clue why this one's going, other than it's a single printing of a number monster. Machine Earth commonly likes to play this Eldritch early builds did, so let me know why this might suddenly be gaining traction. Is it a meme from a Yugi tuber? Is there some actual smoke behind it? Did I miss something from the YCSs? But number 77 up here in price, and I was looking over at number 84. They usually go hand in hand a bit. It's around $5, still very low printings, but not doing anything as crazy as 77 itself. And then the Heroics got support, and support makes prices go brrrt. Even you can see the graph on like the ultimate rare first edition, people are always going to go buy out the highest rarity of something when this happens, and now you can see the lowest availables are what, like 21, 22s, just crazy, and the ghost rare going even further beyond. I will note that early past format Satellar builds, I believe, played Gandiva, if I'm not mistaken, so that's kind of a funny throwback. It takes 2 level 4 warrior type monsters once per turn. When a level 4 or lower warrior monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, detach an Xyz material from the card and destroy that monster. So it was actually for the Satellar mirror match and came into play early in the format, if you can believe it or not. But overall, the Heroics getting a couple of silly buyouts just because new support makes prices go brrrt, and that's notable because this unlikely to do something deck is getting more traction off a support announcement than buy troopers, as in go buy them, they're not the buy. Oh my gosh, all the memes. That being said, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. What do you think of people not just going out? Why is it? Is it all the spending from Black Friday and the upcoming Christmas spending? I think that's the most likely event because LCSs have had a bigger impact, being much less covered on the market than these remote dual YCSs. bonuses, and I think that's pretty neat. But there are actual impacts, as you saw with the Sky Striker cards, not clickbait. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And again, I want to know what you think about this. I'm pretty proud. No knee-jerk reactions happening. This is awesome. I actually can't believe it for once.